Hey guys, we're reading the GollyWhopper games, chapter 19, on page 240. Carol stood right outside his door, talking into her headset. Good news or bad news? Carol, Gil said. He held up a finger and mumbled into her microphone. Should he go to the lounge? Wait here? He took a step toward the lounge. Couldn't see anyone. Another step. Nothing. Another. Gil! Sorry. Sorry she had made him wait, or sorry he lost. He couldn't bear to ask. He tried to smile. Come on, she said. Be happy. You did great. As far as we can tell, you figured out the answer first. I'm the first one done? She put a hand on his shoulder. Nah, third. But you said... Lavinia didn't take her camera guy on the wild goose chase. She knew right where to go for those prices. And Rocky, darndest thing, he didn't look like he was thinking much, but there must be lots running around his head that we don't know about. Now I've told you enough. Off to the lounge with you. Catch your breath. I need to deliver the bad news to Thorne. Gil brushed past Rocky, who was standing at the snack table, and wandered over to Lavinia. She sat cross-legged on the floor playing a video game. She looked up at Gil. One moment, she said. She inched her hero along, trying to help him avoid danger. He died. I can't quite get the hang of this. She flashed him a genuine smile. But you got the hang of that last puzzle, Gil said. Congratulations. It was exhilarating, wasn't it? Exactly what I hoped for when I entered the games. A real puzzle with a real question. I hope they... Incoming cameras, Carol yelled. The 30-second goodbye. Thorne went around the room shaking hands. He thanked Rocky for the climbing help, Lavinia for asking his opinion, and Gil for not getting mad when he messed up the doll's toes. One more thing, Gil, he said. All that talking earlier, thanks for not laughing. No problem, said Gil. Thorne smiled, then went to Bill. Gil grabbed the bottle of water from the table and claimed his recliner. He stared out into the ceiling. No crowd, no cameras, just him and... Rocky thudded on the arm of his chair, popping peanuts into his mouth. Gil groaned. What do you want? Rocky wiped his hands on his pants and pulled the $100 bills from his pocket. It's like this, he said, fanning himself with the money. I was just thinking. Didn't know you could. Very funny, Gil. Anyway, this $1,000, if losers get this, I wonder what winners like me will get. There's no guarantee you'll win. Rocky grinned. I'm about to pull out my guarantee. You just wait. Gil wanted to plug his ears. Instead, he pulled on the recliner lever and dug his heels into the footrest, pushing down as hard and fast as he could. The recliner shot upright, and Rocky spilled from its arm. Sorry, said Gil. He grinned down at Rocky and went over to watch Lavinia play her video game until Carol breezed back in. She sat on the couch next to Rocky. Grab a chair, Lavinia. Gil, we're going for another ride. The room revolved again, the open end replaced by a red wall, an orange one, then yellow, green, blue, and purple, until it fully opened to what Gil thought would be the warehouse. It had to be the same one, but it didn't look the same. All the props were gone, and in their place, an indescribable brilliance. Spotlights shone on an enormous complex of translucent walls and windows, sending multicolored rays of light streaming from floor to ceiling, dancing from here and there and back again. To say that they were in the middle of a rainbow could only begin to explain the illusion. All right, said Carol. You guys look like frogs catching flies. You need to close those traps, focus on me, and pay attention. First, forget this is the most breathtaking sight you've ever seen. I'll grant that's impossible, so look at me instead. I'm not as hypnotizing. Come on, focus here. She pointed to her face. Good. So this time, we have 3 doors that put you each at the starting point of the maze. You are going to love it, and that's all I have to say except everything's fair and square. Each maze is exactly the same, and... She held up a finger, spoke into her headset, and pulled it off. They need 1 more minute. Hang loose. Gil turned toward Lavinia, but Rocky grabbed his elbow and pulled him back a couple of steps. Ready for my guarantee? He said. Can't wait, said Gil. Rocky cupped his hands around his mouth and leaned over to Gil's ear. Your dad's not guilty. I know, Gil said. I heard the verdict at the trial. No, whispered Rocky. What I mean is, there are people who know your dad didn't do it. I think they might even know who did. Gil felt the color drain from his face. Who? You gotta tell me who. He grabbed Rocky's arm. Rocky tugged away. You're lying, said Gil. It's your guarantee. Maybe, or maybe I do know something. Gil tried to follow Rocky to his door. felt a push at his back, might have heard Rocky wish him luck in the maze, might have nodded when Carol asked him if he was all right. Blong! Gil froze, squeezed his eyes closed, shook it off. Rocky's guarantee? Rocky's guarantee would have to wait. Gil had been dealing with the incident for 18 months now. Maybe for nothing. Rocky was going down. Rocky's dad? Down. Gil swung the door open, took one step in, and stopped in his tracks to grab the dangling white envelope. He ripped it open. The words danced in front of his eyes. Focus. He shook his head. Focus. He read. Welcome to the Rainbow Maze. Weave in and out, and up and down and round about. You'll see so many paths to choose from reds and yellows, greens, and blues. Unless you want to pay the price, be sure to follow this advice. In roaming through the Rainbow Maze, heed all the color wheel ways. For if you don't, you'll doubtless find that you've been left way far behind. But don't go too fast. Don't move too quick. On each right path, you'll find a stick. For each you hold when you are done, will take 5 seconds off your run. Gil breathed in, looked back at the paper. Okay, he could do this. Concentrate. Fact 1, this was a maze. Fact 2, Gil needed to find his way out. Fact 3, if he collected sticks along the way, it could cut his time. But what did the rest of the puzzle mean? Heed all the color wheel ways. What was the color wheel? Colors on a wheel? Steering wheel? Pinwheel? Forget wheel. Rainbow maze. Rainbows. Spectrums. The colors always appeared in order of the guy's name. Roy G. Biv. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. This might work. Let the colors lead him through the maze. Gil stood in a green hallway now. He shoved the puzzle into his pocket and ran forward as far as possible, pulling out a stick the size of a thick pencil from a holder on the wall. Here was his first choice. He could walk up 3 stairs to the blue area on the left or go up the ramp to the orange passage on the right, closest to green on the spectrum. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue. Right. Next door. He shot up the 3 steps toward the blue area and meandered around the passageway. A stick! He was on the right path. He ran forward, 2 sticks in his hand. Another choice. Violet or yellow. Neither was next to green. Which was closer? He dug the puzzle and the pen from his pocket and wrote Roy G. Biv. Aha! Both were 2 colors away. He needed to try a path. Okay. Yellow. He trotted up the flight of yellow stairs, around the bend, and smacked into a dead end. No stick. It had to be the other way, but why? Did it matter? What if he just ran? Turn around at dead ends. No, Rocky was probably doing that, and Rocky could run faster. Why violet? Why? He looked at his color choices again. What exactly was indigo? Blue, violet? What if he removed it? He rewrote his color choices. ROYGBV. That made things easier. Down the violet path. Stick. Yes! This led to a choice of yellow, green, or red. He took a quick glimpse at the paper. If the letters circled back around, red would be right next to violet. Up the red stairs. 3 sticks in his hand. Faster, faster. Make up for the mistake. For the slow start. Faster, faster. Grab stick number 4. Add it to the... The 4 sticks tumbled down a flight of stairs behind him. Each worth 5 seconds of his time. Gone. Could he get all 4 back in less than 20 seconds? No. Forget the sticks. Go. Move 20 seconds faster than Lavinia. 20 seconds smarter than Rocky. Move, move, move. Gil used every bit of his brain to focus. He ran deeper and deeper into the maze, able to decide quicker and quicker. With each step, the maze grew more spectacular, shining, glowing, beaming with intense color. He was in a rhythm now. Run, decide, stop, grab sticks. Up the steps, around the bends, down the ramps, up the ramps, circling, climbing, hopping. Hoping. 20 seconds. He had to make up 20 seconds. His lungs worked overtime. His legs whined for rest. They must have propelled him a mile, uphill, just during this puzzle. Up a green ramp, up 3 blue stairs to a violet stairway, up half a flight of red stairs and onto an orange corridor that looked like it ran forever. He took step after step through this one passageway, the orange growing even more brilliant. He came to the end of the orange. To his left, violet. To his right, green. Gil looked at his sheet again. They were both 2 colors away. A movement caught his eye in the next maze over. Lavinia! She made a tentative right turn. No time to waste. Green or violet, green or violet. Violet. Better to make a mistake than stand there like a deer caught in the headlights. Gil bounded toward Violet, then stopped. Everything had a logical explanation, so what explained the glow from that junction? What caused the light to radiate stronger than at any other place inside the maze? He concentrated low, then simmered up and all around. It concentrated low, then shimmered up and all around. Low, on the ground. He raced back and looked down. Yes! The floor at that crossroads wasn't orange. It was yellow, a yellow trap door that shone like rays of a noonday sun. Gil grasped the golden ring on the floor and pulled it straight up to reveal a sparkling golden chute. He sat at the edge of the trap door, dangling his feet until they reached the surface. He lowered himself to the small platform. He held onto the sticks, scooted down, laid back, whoosh! Down he went, gliding by multicolored segments with increasing speed. Then the tunnel turned blind black. His body twisted to the left, then lost speed. Ah! He felt himself plunge. Another twist left. One to the right. A slowing straightaway. Another drop down. He twisted, then turned. He slid faster and faster. Yeah! This was the best ride of his life. Better than any roller coaster, better than the monster slide at the water park. It felt longer and twistier and almost faster, like a downhill speedway without a seatbelt, without a seat. The next spiral almost tumbled him upside down, but he righted in time for a breakneck straightaway. Then a turn to the left. Gil started slowing, seeing shadows, then shapes, then the end of the slide. Out the chute he came, landing on a red square of carpet in a small room, empty except for 2 other chute ends and 2 other squares of carpet. No people, no cameras, and no doors. If he had messed up by going down the chute, he was dead meat. But what a ride! Gil sat for a second to catch his breath, half expecting to hear a sorry come over the loudspeaker. Nothing. Well, he wasn't going to sit there all day. Only one thing to do. Gil turned around, stuck his head into the chute, and saw that what he must have missed in a blink. He crawled 3 feet back inside, opened a little orange door, and slithered out, feet first, to the sight of Carol and TV cameras, and Rocky holding sticks.